higher television ratings, higher attendance figures. Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't come courtesy of a league. It comes courtesy of the players that play in the league. And in her case, she was the most popular, which means she could have helped your bottom line, which means you should have seen that from day one and maximized it. But you didn't do it.
Stephen A. Smith has never been one to hold back his opinions. But this time, he didn't just stir the pot. He flipped the whole kitchen table. His fiery takedown of the WNBA's treatment of Caitlin Clark wasn't just typical Stephen A. fireworks. It was a clarion call. At the heart of his frustration is the league's utter failure to fully ride the wave of its brightest, most bankable star. If you stand with Caitlin, drop a CC. Is the GOAT down in the comments below? Let's go.
You were a bit hesitant and reluctant and resistant to it.
Picture this. A player so magnetic, so transformational, that she's filling arenas and shattering TV ratings before she even hits her prime. Caitlin Clark isn't just good. She's the phenomenon women's basketball has been waiting for, and yet instead of rolling out the red carpet, the WNBA has practically thrown out a welcome mat that says meh. Fans everywhere are left scratching their heads. How can a league cry out for growth and then treat its biggest ticket like an afterthought?
Then are you willing to admit how stupid it was for y'all not to go all in speaking your piece to elevate Caitlin Clark? So therefore even more attention could have come and y'all could have reaped the benefits? Now you're gonna do it anyway, and I get that, but you see my point?
But Stephen A. wasn't just calling out a missed marketing opportunity. He was sending up a 5-alarm warning. The WNBA is standing at the edge of a major crossroads. If they fumble Caitlin Clark's rise, they're not just missing out on a good PR run. They're risking the biggest growth opportunity the league has ever seen. If they stay on this path of half-hearted support, the question isn't what could have been. There'll be, what did they just throw away?
And everybody talking about other WNBA players not being appreciated. Nobody insulted them. Nobody dismissed their contribution. We were simply saying, despite the contributions for years and years and years, a lot of people didn't care. Fair or not, until Caitlin Clark came along.
And when Stephen A. steps into the conversation, it's never just background noise. It's an event. His latest rant didn't just roast a few decisions. It absolutely torched the leadership of the WNBA, especially Commissioner Cathy and the league's aging gatekeepers like Sheryl Swoopes, who are acting more like jealous siblings than pioneers, paving the way.
But if you went the opposite direction, it could have helped that much and facilitated you being in an even stronger position to get yours. But you didn't do it. You didn't do it. Wow.
Take a look at how the league reacted or didn't react to Clark's tidal wave of accolades. We're talking Forbes 30 Under 30 SBJ Sportsperson of the Year, Associated Press Female Athlete of the Year, Time Athlete of the Year. The list goes on. A generational icon building an empire while dragging the league into national headlines. And yet, from the WNBA leadership, crickets. No big campaigns, no major league-wide promotions. No "this is our moment" rally cries. Cathy apparently thought being a background extra in Caitlin's movie was enough leadership for one lifetime. And don't even get me started on how Clark's Rookie of the Year announcement was handled. Other rookies in past years got lavish celebrations, team events, and primetime coverage. Clark, she got a phone call. Seriously, the biggest star in women's basketball in decades, and the WNBA managed to make her Rookie of the Year moment feel about as special as a pharmacy. Robocall fans noticed. They were furious. They didn't need Stephen A. to tell them the league was dropping the ball. They were already shouting it from the rooftops.
They were going to let her know she was Rookie of the Year with a phone call in Connecticut during a practice before a playoff game. You can't make this up.
The real question everyone should be asking is, why is this happening? Why is a league supposedly hungry for attention acting allergic to the best thing that's ever happened to it? Why the weird passive-aggressive energy toward the player who's carrying the sport into millions of new homes? It's like they're scared of success if it doesn't come with the politics they prefer. Stephen A.'s takedown wasn't a hot take. It was the truth fans and analysts have been whispering for months, and he didn't just talk about Caitlin Clark. He lit up the whole system. This isn't just about one missed PR opportunity. It's about a league that can't figure out what to do with a superstar who doesn't play by their old, tired rulebook.
It elevated television ratings, it elevated attendance, and it damn sure elevated franchise value. But now, something that y'all resisted talking about, opining about, acknowledging.
While sports leagues everywhere are built around marketable superstars, think LeBron James and Steph Curry, the WNBA somehow found a unicorn in Caitlin Clark and decided, maybe we'll just let her fend for herself. She's smashing attendance records and pulling TV numbers most women's sports can only dream about, and yet the league treats her like an awkward inconvenience instead of a once-in-a-lifetime golden ticket.
Some haterade in the league in regards to Clark, starting with WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes herself.
And that's exactly why Stephen A's criticism landed like a bomb. The stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just about Caitlin. It's about the WNBA's entire future. Fans are screaming for leadership. They want someone at the top who gets it, who isn't scared to amplify the obvious superstar standing right in front of them. Because if the WNBA keeps mismanaging this moment, it's not just going to slow growth, it's going to slam it into reverse. Smith didn't rant because he hates the league. He ranted because he wants it to succeed. But success means facing the fact that a few weak Instagram posts and vague slogans aren't enough. The WNBA needs a plan, a vision, a backbone.
I said Caitlin Clark, rising tide lifts all boats. As much as her presence was maximized by the WNBA, you players could have done more to us.
Speaking of weak leadership, let's talk about Cathy Angelbert's latest attempt at spin control. When the commissioner finally got some major airtime on national platforms like 60 Minutes and CNBC's Power Lunch, fans and players braced themselves for some clarity, some vision, maybe even an ounce of energy. Instead, Angelbert delivered the verbal equivalent of a shrug. No urgency, no passion, just a lot of corporate fluff that made everyone wonder if she even watches the games. In her 60 Minutes interview, Angelbert was tossed a softball. What do you think about Caitlin Clark's impact? This was her moment to plant a flag to rally support behind the brightest star the league has seen in decades. Instead, she gave one of the most deflating answers imaginable. No league is about...
I noticed when you're asking about Caitlin a lot, you bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries. And you can't do that alone as one person.
Translation: we're scared of putting too many eggs in the Clark basket, which is crazy because the WNBA's entire marketing strategy right now should be Caitlin Clark and friends. Imagine if the NBA responded to Jordan's rise with, "Hey, we're bigger than Michael. Good luck with that." By pretending Caitlin isn't the center of attention, Angelbert and her advisors are not just wasting momentum. They're insulting the intelligence of fans who know exactly who's making them buy tickets, watch games, and talk about the WNBA at the water cooler.
You know basketball. You know basketball. You know basketball. You know basketball better than me. You know basketball than any of the pundits. You know basketball better than most of the men that play basketball. There is no way in hell you just accidentally left Caitlin Clark's name out of that soliloquy that you dropped about the Indiana Fever. Stop it. You know that.
While technically correct, Cathy Angelbert's no league is about one player comment landed like a lead balloon. It didn't just sound neutral. It felt dismissive, almost intentionally minimizing the very superstar who has ignited record-breaking viewership, ticket sales, and media attention. Instead of celebrating the rising tide that Caitlin Clark brought in, Angelbert came off like she was trying to downplay it, and fans immediately noticed. Within minutes, social media lit up with outrage, calling out the WNBA for fumbling the rarest opportunity it's had in decades. The cracks widened during Angelbert's appearance on CNBC's Power Lunch. Rather than addressing urgent concerns like player safety, officiating disasters, and fair treatment, she defaulted to safe buzzwords and stale marketing lines. Rivalries, excitement, storytelling, all the fluffy stuff. It was like listening to a CEO dodging responsibility after a bad earnings report. Fans, players, and analysts were begging for something more. Real leadership, real accountability. Instead, they got a corporate smokescreen. And in that moment, the gap between league leadership and reality became crystal clear.
One white, one black. And so we have that moment with these two. But the one thing I know about sports, you need rivalry. That's what makes people watch. They want to watch games of consequence between rivals. They don't want everybody being nice to one another.
But this isn't just a PR headache. It's a ticking time bomb with real consequences. While Engelberg gushed about rivalries driving ratings, actual players are out there risking injury in games marred by inconsistent officiating. Caitlin Clark, who's brought more attention to the WNBA than anyone in recent memory, isn't asking for special treatment. She's asking for a fair shot at doing her job without being battered every night. Yet the league leadership seems more concerned with spinning narratives than protecting its stars. If they don't fix these foundational issues, the WNBA could end up alienating the exact audience Clark pulled in.
It's a balance, but certainly from a marketing dollars, but corporate partners are stepping up to endorse these players much more so than they were 5 years ago.
Officiating in particular has become a glaring embarrassment. Calls swing wildly from hyper-aggressive to mysteriously invisible, leaving players confused and fans furious. It's not just about bad whistles, it's about player safety. Caitlin Clark thrives by pushing the tempo and attacking the rim. But with the current state of officiating, she's basically being set up as a moving target. The prime example of one of the most absurd technical fouls in WNBA history, Clark tapping the ring post and getting teed up for it. The video went viral, and fans roasted the league nonstop for weeks.
Caitlin Clark gets hit with a technical. After
I got a technical for basically being mad at myself because I missed the three and then I went and hit the backboard, and he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball.
The question on everyone's mind, would Diana Taurasi have gotten that same tech for the exact same action? Not a chance.
Off the pass, and Diana Taurasi, they'll count the bucket. And one coming up for DT.
The inconsistency screams louder than Angel Bert's buzzwords ever could. The message is clear. There's a double standard, and Clark is on the wrong side of it. And it's not just one bad call. It's a pattern. Game after game, players like Clark face cheap shots, reckless plays, and dangerous fouls, all while the referees swallow their whistles. Meanwhile, the WNBA brass continues peddling storylines about rivalries heating up, pretending that's what fans want. Sorry, but fans aren't tuning in for sloppy officiating and reckless endangerment. They're coming to see elite basketball played at the highest level, and they're getting tired of the league's inability to deliver it cleanly.